Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is indeed your girl TMX. Firstly, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to my channel if you like what you see, but if you're only but a goodie, welcome back. So guys, you can already see the title, what I'm going to be talking about today. Alright, so it's a Q&A based on autism, and I can only answer these questions based on my son. Alright, so I'm not going to do any sort of research or whatever. I'm just going to answer to these questions truthfully from what I know and not what I think there is, because not everything on the internet is, you know, real or correct or whatever. So I'm just speaking based on what I actually know. All right, so I feel like anybody at all out there that has an issue with someone with autism, Down syndrome, ADHD, any form of special needs person, if you have an issue with them, you're disgusting to me. I don't like you. Like, I'm sorry, not sorry. Why am I even apologizing? I don't like your ass. If you're gonna be prejudiced or judgmental based on persons with special needs, I don't like you already. All right, a lot of persons say, oh, it does not look autistic. Autism does not have a look. It does not have a look. Okay, what has a look is like kids that has Down syndrome and maybe some other special needs thing, but kids with autism does not have a look. All right, they don't have a look. All right, so I'm going to jump into this. I'm somewhat upset and disgusted with some people, so that's the reason I'm actually doing this video. I have the questions sent to my phone. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go through them one by one, and I'm going to answer truthfully. Y'all know how I am, you know how I get. So all right, so the first question on my list is, when you get so annoyed to the point of crying, what do you do? As an autism parent, I just cry. Yeah, sometimes it does get overwhelming, guys. We're all human beings, and sometimes, trust me, it does get overwhelming at times. But when I get annoyed, disgusted, I have to remind myself that, you know, he's a special needs child. He's trying. I always tell myself that he's always trying. But yeah, whenever I get annoyed or want to cry or want to scream, sometimes I just scream. You know, just to let it off, because trust me, you're gonna need it sometime. If you're a special needs parent, I know you understand what I'm saying. How do you handle traveling with him? I don't have issues with him traveling, to be honest. When he goes in a vehicle, the first thing he asks for is a seatbelt. So if there's a seatbelt available, I just put it on him and we're ready to go. And he always has his tablet. Yeah, if you notice, most kids with autism, they always have a tablet. He always has his as well. So you strap him in and give him his tablet, and that's basically it. Okay, so what is the worst thing that has ever happened to you guys while we're out together? Okay, so at one point we were in a supermarket, and there was this lady with her daughter. My son started stimming, meaning he started rocking, and he makes a sound. I don't know how to explain, but that's just how he stims. He makes a sound, and he was there rocking, and I saw when the lady pulled up, look at my son like, what the hell is wrong with that kid, and just pulled away her daughter. And I'm like, okay, at that point I smiled, because like, what was my son gonna do to your daughter? Why did you pull her away? Like, you look at my son disgusted, as though you were disgusted. And if you're watching this, like, what did you think my son was gonna do? He was stimming. He's trying to get used to his surrounding. Yeah, that's how he comforts himself. And when he does that, he's happy. So for all the persons out there, listen. Do not judge. Ask questions. Don't judge. Don't be too quick to judge. Yeah. All right. So that's the worst thing, because it made me feel like I just smash her head in for trying to assume that my son was going to do something. What the hell? Is he picky with his food? Extremely. My son will not touch any kind of fruits except bananas, The only veggie, the closest thing to veggie that he will consume is corn. But he will not go near fruits. If he comes to my door, he wants something and he smells something off because he knows when I'm eating fruits because I love fruits. He will not come in. He will just stay at the door and ask for what he wants. He's not coming in. I know, but that's how it is with him. He has given me a lot of patience. Let me say that. He has made my patience this high just for him though. Like, I've given so much patience to him. I have no patience for nobody else. So don't test me. Like that. Yeah, don't even try. So okay, how do I manage nutrients with him being picky? I give him vitamins. He loves gummy vitamins, so I make sure that he has one every morning. At one point I had to cut him off because he was eating way too much, guys. So I had to cut him off at one point because that's just too much. He went from Slim Zaddy to Chunky Mr. Chunk in no time, legit. And I'm not even kidding y'all. If y'all know my son before the pandemic, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. My son has gotten fat, no pun intended, but he has gotten fat, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just the vitamins make him eat a whole lot. How do you not lose your mind on a daily basis? Wow, I don't know how to answer that, but let me just say my son is my world, and he has changed me. He has changed me in so many ways. Like in the beginning, sorry, in the beginning, guys, like if you spoke too loud, like I'll just smash your face in. No apologies, like I don't care. But because I have him now, I have to care. I have to think about him, the consequences. If I should die, if I should go to prison, what would happen to him? You understand what I mean? So I try to be calm. Like, a smile is not always a smile, if you get what I mean. But yeah, I mean, YouTube does somewhat distract me, and my working out, those things kind of distract me from just indulging in certain thoughts, because sometimes I do cry over the fact that he's autistic, because it's hard, you know, watching your child go through certain stages. The older they get, they develop new stages, new habits. It's kind of hard. So yeah, that's it. How is it dating with an autistic child? It's good. As y'all know, I'm married. Anyways, but yeah, it has not been an issue for me personally, you know. And I believe if a person cannot accept my son, you can't accept me. Simple. And if you start having an issue with my son, bro, we done, bro. We done. Okay, so how is it for him having a normal friendship with him being autistic? Sorry, my son. My son being autistic, he does have good relationships with his friends, you know, my nephew and his godbrother. Does really well with other kids, except sometimes when he hurts himself, when he's crying, he's like, I don't know why these things always happen to me. Why do I always have to be the one that gets hurt? I'm so stupid. And I'm like, nah, you're not stupid. Accidents do happen, sweetie, you know, it's life, you know, so you will fall, you will this, you will that. It's okay to have accidents. I had a lot growing up because I was rude as hell. But yes, so that's basically it. Let's move on to the other questions. The other question is, what special programs are put in place within Jamaica for autistic kids? I don't know if there is. I don't know about it. Yeah, so if there are programs here, I really don't know about it. So the other question was, what special programs are in place within Jamaica for autistic kids? I really don't know. The only thing is he got assessed. Yeah, he got assessed and whatever, but whereas anyone is following up to make sure that nothing. And it's really sad. Like, sad. What is a daily routine like with an autistic child? It's based on routine. He wakes up in the morning, waits a little, goes on his tablet, have breakfast, take a shower, then he goes and plays outside. That's it every day for him. he is based on routine. Every single day he is based on routine. That's it. So every day he does the same exact thing. So if he goes on summer break, for example, he was going to school every single day, getting used to going to school every single day, and then bam, he gets a break from school, like maybe a month. He's gonna get used to being at home. So when it's time to go back to school, it's kind of hard for him because he's used to that specific routine. So I have to change his routine again for him to get used to going back to school. So what are the different kinds of autism? I would say mild, moderate, severe. I would say Jaquan has mild autism. He's not moderate or severe, although sometimes he does show symptoms of moderate autism, but he's not moderate in the spectrum. But sometimes he does show signs of moderate autism, but he's not. All right. Yeah, so you have verbal, non-verbal. That I think the non-verbal are, to me, harder. I'm not gonna say the worst because there's nothing worst about them, because I love special needs kids because they can only show love. That's it. They can only show love, and that's what I love about special needs kids. They can only show love. It's for us to give them love. You understand? Because that's what they need. They need extra everything, extra time, extra love, extra attention. That's it. So as I was saying, you have verbal and non-verbal as well. So you have autistic kids that speak and some that don't. My son is verbal, but it's a challenge either way. It's like none is easier than the other. The only thing I would say is harder for the non-verbal is trying to communicate with a parent or so, or teacher, guardian, whatever. Trying to communicate, I think, will be harder for a non-verbal child. Okay, so someone says, what signs or behavior did you observe that led you to the conclusion? Because my son has always been, I wouldn't say different, but there are certain things that you can observe, especially if he's around other kids. Certain things that they will do he wouldn't, or certain things, you understand? So not that you want to say, oh, my child is different, but you will see stuff that seem off. You understand? So I believe that the earlier you get them assessed and they can get certain kind of help, it's easier and it's better for that child in specific. But yeah, there are certain things that I observe with him. Back and forth rocking when he's watching cartoons. I did not understand it. I did not understand it. I did not understand why he was doing it, and all that kind of stuff. And he will just get up and run, like just run back and forth, back and forth, back and forth without explanation. And it's the same thing at school. He'll be doing his schoolwork and he just gets up and he's running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth in the classroom. Just the same. And his teacher was the one who stated that I should get him assessed to see if there is any possibility that there is something going on. And that's when I found out. It was really hard for me. It was really hard because nobody wants to know that their child is a special needs child, but when I found out, like certain times when I shouted at him, I'd be like, stop the noise or whatever, me not understanding, me not knowing, I felt really bad. Like I really cried because I felt really shitty inside. The most I do is talk to him, talk loud so he understands what I'm saying, loud and direct. Like, don't do that, don't go there, put it down. You understand? Direct eye contact, and you have to be serious. You understand? That's what I've learned with autism. But yeah, and even shouting is not good for him because he might shut down. So you understand? It's a process and it's a journey, but I'm here with him on the journey. I will not leave him. I rather to leave anybody that I'm with right now just to make sure that my son is good, because nobody's gonna come into my life and disrespect my son and I'm finna stay in that relationship. It's not gonna work. Is it stressing to you, or are you okay with it? It's somewhat a challenge. It's a challenge, but I'm okay with it now that I understand and I am educating myself on autism. It's becoming less and less challenging, but for right now, you know, every age group that they get to, it gets to another level, because sometimes they change. Like every age group they change, just like regular schmegular kids, but they change with different habits. So you know, I'm just looking forward to the different challenges that will come with him growing up. How do you deal with your son having autism? To just deal with him regular. I just have to be stern. When I speak to him, I'm stern, so he understands directly. I'm not joking, I'm not laughing. You need to stop, you need to go there, you need to put it down, it's bedtime, it's just be stern. That's it. Other than that, it's all good. Like I have no direct big issue with him being autistic. He's the sweetest child ever. Like you wouldn't even understand, but he's the sweetest child ever. Okay, so how do you manage him at home when he needs to go out and play with other kids at the park or anywhere? There's no issue. There's no issue. He has his cousin to play with, or his godbrother that's next door. There's no issue at all. He asks though. Like in the past, he wouldn't. He would just go without asking. But now, like I said, it's a process, it's a journey. Now he actually asks if he can go, or if he can't go, or can I go? Mommy, can I go there? Can I do this? Can I do that? And he waits for a response. You understand? Because if I don't answer, he'll be like, Mommy, I'm still waiting. You did not answer. Can I go here? Can I go there? And he's not trying to be disrespectful. He just wants an answer. You have to understand, kids with autism, they're blunt, extremely blunt. If I wear my makeup and I put on a clown makeup, he's going to tell me, Mommy, you look like a clown. Not that he wants to hurt my feelings, but he's just telling me what he sees. He's just being blunt. He's just being truthful as to what he sees. You understand? So that concludes this video, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If there are any other questions that you guys want to find out, you can let me know in the comment section down below. If you're an autistic parent as well, also let me know in the comment section down below, and if you can actually relate to any of what I just stated. All right, and that's it, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. This is indeed your girl Tia McPherson, and I'll see you guys in my next